We're going to talk about part 2 of the whole scam session in China. And before we continue, of course, scams happen all over the world, but these are my experience when it comes to China. And I want to share this story so that way a lot of first-year expat or other tourists coming to China will be aware of the scam and don't feel salty about their experience in China. And without further ado, let's continue on to the video.
Now, next one is somewhat personal to me because I thought he was a friend of mine, and that is the Huaqiangbei scam. Now, as we all know, Shenzhen is known for their electronics, and that is the Huaqiangbei area where you can buy every new electronics or some unique electronics that you haven't seen in the Western country. At this time, it was my very first year. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I thought Huaqiangbei was very legit. And at that time, I really wanted to buy myself some speakers. I didn't really know what the major price of a speaker is, so I was just still deciding. And then what he did is he went to Taobao, used his app, and scan the picture. And if you don't know, you can just scan any picture on Taobao and you can find the price in Taobao. And what he did was genius. He opened up his own shop in Taobao, I believe, scanned the speaker, and then it shows the price in Taobao. It shows that it costs 500 RMB. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, he's giving me this insane deal for a speaker. That's 500 RMB, selling for 150 RMB. That's a catch. And so I bought it. And then I think about like 3 months later, I realized he got me, because the average price of a speaker for like a mid-level speaker, I would say about like 100 RMB, maybe like 70 RMB. And sometime on heavy discounted days, like 618, you're getting about like 40 RMB. That's how they get you. They open up their own shop and they know what they're doing. Since you are a tourist, you don't really know how to use Taobao. This is how they get you all the time. And I've seen plenty of tourists in Huaqiangbei fall into this scam. And this is why whenever you take videos in Huaqiangbei or pictures, they tell you, you can't do that. The more people know about it, the less people would go there. Now, of course, I'm not saying Huaqiangbei is not legit. It is definitely legit if you know what you're doing and if you're buying in bulk. But in my opinion, I think if you really know what you're doing, you're buying it online, not in Huaqiangbei. And the best way to avoid the scam is just search up in Taobao on the item you want to buy. And yes, you can still buy in Huaqiangbei if you want, but in my opinion, Taobao is a lot more powerful. All you gotta do is just ask a local friend to help you buy it. That's about it. Next, let's talk about the local service scam. And at this time, I didn't really know I was getting scammed until 3 months later. And note on the word local, not chain services. And at this time, around 2 years ago, I really wanted to save money. And there is 2 services in Meituan. One of them was like a chain services where it's like legit, it's by a company, and the second one was local. And I tried the local one since it was like 50 RMB cheaper, and I regretted it because the problem with the TV was just the sensor. The sensor was not responding, the remote doesn't work, and I think all they gotta do, based from what I researched on Reddit, they just gotta change the sensor. At that time, I was so confused. Why did he have to take off everything in the inside and replace it with this whole big chip? And then he asked me, oh, you don't really need this, I'm gonna take this. And then I realized he was selling the parts of the TV and never really bothered changing the sensor at all. It was ridiculous. And the back of the TV was all janky and he didn't even clean it up right. It doesn't even fit the TV. And then whenever I turned on the TV, it was a whole different system. And I was just thinking to myself, is this normal or I'm just overthinking it? And then 3 months later, I realized it wasn't even the same brand because the brand of the TV was Konka and this was some like off-brand kind of system. It was just weird. And the second one got me really salty for a whole month, and that is the key scam. And this happened when I first got my new apartment around like a year ago. And I accidentally locked myself out because I was really used to the whole finger scanning thing. All you gotta do is put your finger on the door and it scans and it opens. So I wasn't really used to the key in a long time. It wasn't in my system just yet. And I got myself locked out. And my girlfriend and I was just figuring out how to open the door and we just couldn't figure it out. And at this time it was nearing around 10 p.m. And as we all know, 10 p.m. is the closing time for all China. And we have to think quickly. And so what we did is we went on Meituan and the only one that's open is this local key service guy. And we're like, whatever, you know what, let's try it out. And once he arrived, he didn't even bother to check on the doorknob. They just looked at us and said, hey, we'll charge you 500 RMB. This might be a 50% chance. We'll use this balloon to open the door. He doesn't even know how to lockpick the door. He just uses this balloon to kind of like open up the hinges of the door. And he said, we might need 2 or 3 of them, and each one of them costs 200 RMB. And this guy was trying to scam the hell out of us. And I was just really frustrated about it. And I told him like, nah, screw this, canceling it. He's like, well, we're already here. You have to pay us 200. This is for the consultation fee. I already told you that we're gonna use the balloon, and since you don't want it, you have to pay us 200 RMB for us to be here. And mind this, they were 1.5 hours late, and we're just waiting there sweating in the hot summer heat, and he just had the galls just to tell us this, and he even touched the door. And then I said, you didn't even try to lockpick it. He's like, okay, you try. He just gives me the tool, and I'm like, are you serious? And at this time, I was just frustrated. I just want him gone, and I paid 200 RMB like a freaking sucker. Now, don't do what I did. The best way to avoid this scam is just call the authority and tell them they did not do the services. What the hell? And get that solved over with. But yeah, typically if you call the authority, they know what they're doing. They'll just usually just back off and just go away. And next one, let's talk about the New Year scam. Now, this is a term that I made up by myself because it's based off the experience that I have on New Year's. This usually happens in remote rural area, and this is a great way for people to kind of make their own prices or gouge some prices up. Now, the story goes like this. We went to this one place. I forget the name of the place, but I'll have it on the screen right here. It's known for their beautiful firework events. Basically, during the New Year, people go to this beach, and then on 12 p.m. straight, people just blast all their fireworks. It's just amazing and gorgeous. It was like around 2 to 3 hours away from Shenzhen, but it was worth the trip. Now, what happened was we took a ride into this beach, and then we're a bit hungry, and we decided like, hey, let's go to a restaurant and get something to eat. One restaurant after another restaurant. The prices were insane at this place. For one dish, it's about like 70 up to 150 RMB for like a couple of fish or a couple of squid. We went from one restaurant to another seeking for like a more fair price, but we just couldn't find any. At the very end, we just kind of gave up since we're just already hungry and tired, and just went to this one restaurant. We ordered 2 dishes, and it cost us 300 RMB because each dish was around 120 RMB, and they also charge you for the drinks and also the rice, which is insane. Now, just for reference, 300 RMB can get you a really nice meal in one of those expensive malls. And not only that, you can get some buffets in some cases. So this was a major ripoff. And since I was hungry, I was thinking like, let's get some shotgun and fill my belly up a bit. And since I learned my previous lesson from the barbecue scam, I asked the price for each skewer on the wagon. And first I asked the price for the chicken skewer, since that's like mostly the cheapest skewer they can probably get in most stalls. And she said 20 RMB for one piece of skewer. And I was like, oh shoot. And I asked the price for the beef skewers, and she said 30. And I was like, oh hell no. And so I was just down bad, hungry, thinking like, you know what? I'll just eat some vegetable skewers. And guess how much it cost? She said 15 RMB for one skewer of like some cabbage. It was just ridiculous. And then I ran away as fast as I could. But the main gist of it, it was a local remote area. They were price gouging like hell, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, the best way for you to avoid the situation, I wish I knew about this back then, because after we finished that restaurant where we had to pay 300 RMB for that 2-piece of dish that wasn't even cooked right, we realized when we opened our phone and we already finished stressing out, there was a hotel nearby that had a full-on buffet, fine wine, sushi, all that shenanigans for only 100 RMB per person. So yeah, the best way to avoid this is just go check out your phone. But yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to scams out here in China. I hope you learned something out of this video, because it will save you from all the frustration and the saltiness that you've experienced. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. And if you have any questions, comment down below. And if you have any interesting story, I would love to know as well. And until next time, Solo Quest logging out. Peace.
哎呀，Solo Quest。